Hi again, welcome back. Here in this unit, we're going to look a little bit at fears and monsters. Fears are often present in our dreams. Monsters not so often, but still they're quite a recurring dream element. And not surprisingly, because we have some inner patterns that create fear patterns inside us. So let's look at the slides here. Monsters create fear because they are not understood. Sometimes they are, but very often they are not. And that's the most important part that I want to attract your attention on. Why are they not understood? What can they be? Well, a monster in our dream very often will represent some unidentified part of ourselves, which is perceived as a threat, although it may not really be. It's just perceived as such. And this can refer, most often does refer, to hidden contents in our subconscious that we feel are disturbing. Now, we have to know that we carry with us a lot of memories from many different pasts, of course, from our present childhood, present life, childhood memories, and whatever has happened in this lifetime. But beyond this lifetime, we carry memories that are individual and collective group memories. What our nation, what our racial group, what our gender has experienced. We belong to many different kinds of groups, and we carry memories from all of these groups. But beyond that, we carry memories from our personal past life experiences. Many memories that we carry. In fact, the whole of humanity's history is part of our memories, somehow, somewhere. And a lot of it is disturbing, quite disturbing. So this is very often something inside us. Our subconscious holds a lot of contents that are disturbing. And this is what chases us, very often calls for our attention and creates some kind of fear. Oh, what is it there? That's terrible. I don't want to look at this. This is the kind of thing that we have to face. These kind of inner monsters don't have to be confused with possible other threats that we may experience or carry memory of. These might be related to some intrusive presence from people who have been aggressing us or doing some kind of sexual or physical abuse on us. These intrusive presences in our life may also come out in our dreams or any kind of thing that we have perceived as a threat in our real life, especially as a child, which we don't quite understand, but we do feel the fear. This might come out in our dreams as well. Knives or guns are also related to something that may threaten us, possibly something sexual that we feel is invasive or threatening. Dangerous animals that aggress us, a wolf, a bear, a dog. These also can indicate that we have been subject to some aggression, whether sexual or physical. Can also appear in our dreams. Of course, soldiers and armed people, gunmen, may also either represent something symbolic, something metaphoric as also sexual or physical abuse, but may also refer to other kinds of life-threatening experience that we have had, whether in this lifetime or in previous personal or collective experiences. Again, we carry all kinds of memories inside us, and some of it is still quite active in there. So you should always check if it is in an inner environment. You're more likely to be dealing with something that is related to your own subconscious, your own experiences, your own memories. If it's in an outer environment, these memories may be related to something you have experienced outside, outer threats that you carry memories from. Is it dark or is it light? If it's dark, remember, this is related to your subconscious. If it's light, it's something you are aware of. You have clear, more or less clear memory of. Always explore. When you have something threatening appearing in your dream, explore what you can relate it to. What kind of threat are you aware of? Have you been experiencing that you know of? Although, of course, it might also be related to something that you have only a repressed memory of, not consciously accessible memory. So the best way to demystify a monster is to look at it, to describe it, to talk to it, or to let it talk to you. This might not be possible inside a dream, although I have an example for you that will show that it's not impossible to do inside a dream, but you can do it afterwards by going back to that dream and doing guided or personal visualized inner work process. So a few more things you can do is take some time to welcome the feeling of fear in your body, maybe other feelings also. Own these feelings. This is just energy. You can talk to it, you can transform it, as we have seen. It's like your own hurt inner space. You can say, I'm here, I breathe with you, I feel with you. Just come into my presence, come into my heart. We can transform this right now, just breathing and feeling. Also, look at your attitude in the dream. Is your response towards the monster useful? Consider this to be a metaphor for the way you are acting towards a threat or a challenge in some real life situation. What else could you possibly do? Just explore. What is the dream inviting you to? Thirdly, is there anything in the dream that indicates a resource, a skill that might be giving a clue, be useful to you? There could be. Use it. Finally, you might want to imagine a new dream scenario. This is always also an option. Replay the dream with a different outcome, facing the monster, seeing the monster talk to you and say what he wants, or maybe just go away. Let's look at a few examples. Here, a young woman, she's 29. I am climbing a narrow path in a mountainous area. It has been raining, nature is wet, but it doesn't rain anymore. It's like early morning, trees are still quite dark. All of a sudden, I see a man in front of me, a big strong guy, waiting obviously to rob me of my belongings. I am in panic and I promptly decide to turn around and run away. But after a few minutes of running back, I feel angry against myself. How useless am I? I decide to go back, grab a piece of wood and fight my way through. When I arrive at the place where the guy was standing, he has disappeared. I pass and move on without any difficulty. Take some time, if you want to put on pause and work out your own reformulation of this dream. When you're ready, keep looking. I am climbing a narrow path in a mountainous area. It can be reformulated as I am moving up towards higher objective, uphill. in my life, progressing on a challenging path. My outer environment is not very clear yet, still a little dark. I have experienced some emotional challenges, rain, wet, but it's over now, and I know things are going to clear up soon for me. It's early morning. But now, unexpectedly, I am faced with a presence that seems to threaten me. It could take everything away from me. And my first reaction is fear. I retreat. I give up on my plan. But soon I change my mind, blaming myself for being so weak. I decide to face the challenge, the person or situation or group, overcome my fears, and fight my way through. But to my surprise, when my intention is clear, the challenge disappears, has disappeared. In the end, I move on towards my goal without any difficulty. Comment: as always, you will have to check out with the dreamer which real-life situation the dream refers to. This may be some outer challenge, and most likely is. It might also be some inner challenge, but here we are on a life path, so presumably she is facing some kind of similar challenge that this dream is mirroring back. Identifying the real-life situation requires that the dreamer remembers what has happened at the time of the dream, either just before or possibly just after. Whatever that situation is, the dream clearly invites to remain strong and confident. Challenges sometimes seem threatening as long as you are in fear. Fear is not a good guideline. Here, a woman, she's 38. It is night. I am walking alone on a road in the darkness, holding a baby in my arms. I look for my home, but I cannot find it. There are ditches full of water on both sides of the road. As I am walking, ugly ghosts emerged from the ditches, laughing at me, showing their tongues. I am frightened and in great distress. Again, you can take some time to do your own reformulation with this dream, and when you're ready, move on. I would reformulate as such: I am in touch with my subconscious. It's dark. Aware of feelings of loneliness. Aware of my growing part, the baby, that part of me that is new life, that needs care and attention, the growing part of my being. Something new emerging inside me, my new being. I want to reconnect with my center, my resourceful inner space. I want to go home, but I cannot find it. From my emotional body are emerging frightening memories, which I don't understand. These are the ghosts in her emotional body, in the ditches from the water. These inner ghosts seem to mock my fears, and I feel desperate and powerless. So what can you do? What is the dream telling her? She is in touch with inner contents, inner emotional issues, unresolved emotional issues that plague her, that tease her, that remind her that they are there, they need to be taken care of. So it's a mirroring of her own inner reality. Are there resource elements in this dream? Not really. Can you create some? You don't really need to go and search for images. What the dream is inviting her to is to just be aware of these feelings and do some inner work process with them. Take some time, you can ask her, to welcome the feelings in your body. Own them. This is your hurt inner space. Just energy. You can transform that. Talk to them, talk to these feelings as if they were your own inner child. We've done that a number of times. You should be familiar now with this kind of process. Practice that, explore that for yourself. Just saying, I am here, I am with you, I feel with you, I breathe with you. Whatever is there is just energy in the body. We can transform that right now. Just come into my heart, come into my presence. Let's just breathe into it. Just breathing and feeling. Light and healing right now in my whole being. Take some time, work out the whole process. Breathe out the past. Breathe out whatever memory is disturbing. Breathe out whatever energy does not belong to your beautiful being. Breathe in new possibilities. Finally, I'd like to share with you one dream that is quite remarkable. It's a man. He says, after many recurring nightmares where I am pursued by some terrifying figure, a monster, I learned about lucid dreaming. He was searching for a solution. He heard about lucid dreaming, which is the capacity to wake up in your dream and know that you are dreaming. This can be learned, developed. So then he had the following dream. I am in a frantic car chase with a pursuer right behind me. Swerving into a parking lot, I bolt out of the car and run with him hot on my heels, so after the car running. He can feel there, he's breathing right in his back. Suddenly, the scene seems familiar and I realize that I am dreaming, although the parking lot and the trees still seem quite real. Drawing upon every ounce of courage that I have, I turn around to face my pursuer, repeating to myself that this is only a dream. Still afraid, I scream at him, "You can't hurt me!" He stops, looking surprised. For the first time, I see his beautiful, loving eyes. "Hurt you?" he says. "I don't want to hurt you. I've been running after you all this time to tell you that I love you." With that, he holds out his hands, and as I touch them, he dissolves into me. I wake filled with energy, feeling great for days, and the nightmare never returned. Now, this is a quite remarkable experience because it indicates that these monsters are really a part of ourselves. Energy that is there might be holding all kinds of things that we perceive as something maybe we don't want to look at, but it's there calling for our attention in order to be transmuted. That's what it is. That's what it needs. These contents, these energies in our being want our awareness, our consciousness to look at it and to transform it so that we can let go of things that bother us like heavy luggage. So this is what we can do with monsters. This is what dreams invite us to. And this is a wonderful opportunity when you have monsters in your dreams. Remember that, do that. So this is it for today. Hopefully you got something from this session, and we will of course, remind you to keep working on your own dreams. You know that by now. Hopefully you progress in that. We still have a number of topics to look at. Bye bye for now. See you next time.